Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning scan for February 4th, 2019. We had a few things happen. Of course, the weekend is now over. I haven't been making morning scan videos because honestly, my opinion has absolutely not changed at all. But I'll make this one because something happened with Tron. I made a new range for Bitcoin here, so I want to go over all of that. So I did get stopped out of Tron overnight. My stop loss was, I think, 660 or something, and it filled at 668. So minor slippage. I still came out of the position with plus 2% of my account balance, so that's nice. But obviously, we had this absolutely insane wick because of all the liquidations here. But of course, this changes nothing. I'll look for some short opportunities soon with Tron. Probably not until, this breaks down again, so 690. So it's just going to be the same exact plan as the previous short. But I'm really not mad about this position at all. I'm very happy that I walked out with plus 2% of my account balance. I could have been someone that got liquidated somewhere over here or something. But of course, it's unfortunate that, it got stopped out. But hey, it came out in profit. So that's really all I can ask for. So I don't really mind. I don't really care too much about this wick at all. But anyway, so I definitely won't be interested in Tron again for maybe a couple days to maybe a few weeks. But until then, my thoughts and opinions have not changed on Tron. And there's really no way you could have seen this coming, in my opinion. Sure, you had the discount, but that discount didn't really bother me when I shorted from up here, I think. 677, I think it was up here. The discount didn't change anything here. And also, in my opinion, it looked bearish here as well. I forget where I drew the line. Maybe something like this. I believe it also looked bearish there as well. So honestly, there's really no way of telling. You had the rounded top here. And then, of course, you had the dojis. But really, there was no signs that this was coming, in my opinion. Except for the discount. But like I said, I discredited the discount from the start. So it's not something I really paid attention to. But regardless, it is what it is. On to the next trade. Let's see here. Let's go to the 4-hour for Bitcoin. And I'm pretty neutral here. I just put in the chart section actually that I was thinking about a short position. And I'll go over why I was thinking about that in a few minutes here when I go down to the intraday chart. But we did close the 4-hour below the daily support and resistance. But this is still technically support. Right, so you have your original low here, you have a higher low here, and now you're having another higher low here. Right at support too, so technically this is still bullish, but if we look at higher time frames, the daily looks absolutely horrible. When we go to lower time frames, I'll show you that. But this looks pretty bad. You see you took stops from a few hours here, took the highs from a few hours here, and then got a large sell-off there right below support, so that's definitely not looking good. But again, you do have those higher lows, and this is still technically support, so it's not something I would short here. Let's see. So let's go down to lower time frames. I did draw a new range, so let me actually go over how I drew this range because a lot of people have questions about my ranges, so let me go over that now. So I'm just going to delete the range low and range high. The EQ I'm not going to delete because I don't feel like redrawing it. And I have my ideal short entry up here, and that's where my shorts are laddered around here. And I already went over that in the past morning scans, but basically it's just because 3,500 and low 3,500s held for so long as support, we can safely assume it should hold as strong resistance on the way up. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for my ideal short entry. That's why that's there. But for this range, what I did here, this is something different that I haven't shared in the learning material section or anything like that. This is another method that one could use to draw ranges. And here you go. So you're on the 1-hour chart. Did I do it on the 4-hour? Let me see. I think I actually did this on the 4-hour. Yeah, okay, so I was on the 4-hour, and what you can do here is you find the original swing low point. So for me, the original swing low point would be right here. And that's because price found a very temporary bottom there. Price found a very temporary bottom and then was able to bounce slightly off of that area. So we found the bottom here, bounced up, and didn't revisit that bottom until this 4-hour candle here. And you may be asking yourself, why would I not use this as a range low? And I'm using this as a range low because, again, the original swing point, it was tested as support, briefly broke through here as support, right? So briefly broke through as support, then popped right back up. So for me, that's not a valid area of support because, look, it bounced right back up, and now the range low is testing as support. Testing perfectly there, and then here got front run again. But basically, that's how I came up with this range low. And the range high is a little bit different. You could take the original swing high, which would be this, which would be absolutely valid. And I think I use this as my range high, actually. You can use this, the original swing high. And if we go down to an hourly, you can see some more confluence there. You could also use this as your swing high right here. That works too. This actually, no, I wouldn't use that as my swing high actually. I would use this, which I'm pretty sure is my swing high, but you could also use this because you have a little bit more confluence. You have the top of this candle here before the breakdown. Top of that candle, you have this rejection wick here. You have the top of these candles, rejection wicks, but close below the range high. This is also a valid range high. What else? So as you can see, there's a ton of different ways you can create your ranges. My way may be different than yours. It doesn't mean your way is not valid, but that's what I would personally use for the range high, and that's because we have the high point after the, so we have the swing low here, or here, whatever you want to call it. I would say the swing low is here. Then you have the swing high. So this could also be the swing high. So let's say if you were trading this on an intraday level, right? Of course, this price action wouldn't have happened yet, but you only saw this. This would absolutely be valid for a intraday range high, in my opinion. This would absolutely be valid for an intraday range high. Okay, so we have that. And again, like I've mentioned, there's multiple ways of drawing ranges. My way may be different than yours. Doesn't mean your way is wrong at all. But that's how I came up with this specific trading range. We have the monthly and weekly open basically at the same exact price. I believe the monthly, let's see, the monthly open was 413.5 and the weekly open was 3414. So 0.5 apart. So like I say, whenever we have a new week or month, definitely mark that out on your chart. It is important. You can see it acts as a support and or resistance area. So just mark that out. It's just good to know where both of those areas are. And this is the trading range I'm working with right now. So as you can see on lower time frames, the stops for the past 11 hours, or highs, whatever you want to say, the highs for the past 11 hours were taken. We got defended by this hourly block here, the strong rejection wick, followed by a stronger sell-off. So how I would play this if I was feeling a little bit aggressive is go for these lows here, because these lows are untapped, as well as these lows, and obviously these lows, there's not going to be too much liquidity built up there yet, but there's all of these untapped lows. So I originally put in the chart section that I was thinking about shorting something like this with a stop above here, but I just don't think that's worth it. My position would have been something like this, I think, but I just don't think that was worth it. I really want to stay patient and wait for my swing trades to fill. If they don't fill and it breaks down, then oh well, I'll look for longs down here. It's not really something I'm too concerned about, but I really don't want to get chopped out. I am also in a Bitcoin Cash short, so maybe I should go over that. I took this position here because you can see in the past when we had these scam wicks, these really long upper wicks, price never actually revisited that area. You can see it just pumped up, took everything, and then closed below the range high. Same deal here. Kind of a long upper wick, not as ridiculous as this one, but long upper wick, closed below the range high, closed below resistance. Again, long upper wick, closed below resistance. Okay, so I'm just thinking that this wick will not be filled or close to it. I have my stop in a position where I think is safe. Again, I don't want to say it because I'm not sure when this video will be public, but anyway, I have my stop in a position where I think is safe, and my argument will be invalid if the range low is established as support. But I'm feeling fairly confident in this position. We have untapped lows here, here, and here. We haven't revisited the origin of the breakout here either, so that gives some further confluence. My take profits really aren't that greedy, I don't think. So I'm just looking for a few percent on this trade, and if I get that, great. If not, and I get stopped out, then oh well, and it's on to the next one. So anything that's interesting to me today? Ooh, Litecoin breakout and retest of support here. Litecoin doesn't look like that bad, but for a spot position, not for leverage, in my opinion. Tron, of course, we saw that. Bitcoin Cash, EDA, still neutral. I think I do want to shorten that red box if I get the opportunity to. I'm going to set an alarm and look at the reaction at red, but for now, I don't want to touch that. I did a trade idea for this, for EOS. I'm personally not interested in trading EOS because there's a ton of wicks on this chart. There's very little liquidity on these BitMEX EOS books, so I just don't want to set myself up for failure and get stopped out because I would not be happy and have ridiculous slippage on my position. I'm not too interested in that. So EOS, go to the trade ideas section, and I believe I posted a setup there if anyone is interested in it. Ripple has not yet retested the origin of the breakout. Looks like it found temporary support here. We could see a push up actually. Let's see. Maybe from here with a stop, something like that. Target the red. That could be a position, but I just really want to see what Bitcoin does here. I haven't been actively trading too much just because Bitcoin is kind of in an area where it could go up or it could go down. I know people on Twitter say that a lot as a joke, but really it is. That's a position Bitcoin is in right now. It could pump ridiculously or it could dump and to 3,200, and then we'll have to reevaluate. But I'm comfortable with my pending orders and my current position of a Bitcoin Cash short. And if you guys have any questions, I think this is the end of the video. If you have any questions, as always, just please feel free to ask.